Hey guys, and welcome back. I am Paradox. Last time, obviously, we managed to secure the Westerlands for our son. It's basically secure now. If we look at the factions, we now have 182% on the Legion Loyalists, and as you can see, we've got a lot of members in that faction, so that's really good. We're still not safe yet. We've still got some problems with the Lannisters. They still have the High Lordship of the Casterly, or Casterly Rock, I think it is. Yep, and they've also got many places. As you can see, you've got a Lannister there, got a Lannister there, got a Lannister here, and also they're about to inherit two of my vassals' places. So it's a bit annoying. We've still got the Lannisters to deal with. They're all going to have claims and stuff. Well, some of them will. So it's still not completed yet. We still need to try and take Casterly Rock. That's a place I want to take sometime in the future. And obviously we've got to deal with them here. So it's a bit annoying. Luckily, they're not set to inherit the Riverlands. There's a young guy there now, Lord Paramount Jonas Loftstone. If he can just marry someone, have a kid, it's safe then, basically. Lannister shouldn't be able to get it. It's only if he dies and Melissa inherits, and then when she dies, a Lannister would inherit. So, you know, they're still very scheming. They're still getting everywhere like bloody cockroaches. But, you know, who knows? We may be able to sort them out in the end, or they may re-emerge, which in itself would be quite fun. But basically what I'm trying to get at is that because we've now secured the Westerlands, it's now time for us to move our family's view to the whole of the Iron Throne. We can now expand into the politics on the whole of the continent. I'll be looking in this video basically at the other Paramounts and sort of seeing what's going on in the rest of the world, so we can get a better idea of where we should move and how we should expand from here. Now obviously I can't really join any factions of the Iron Throne yet because I'm still a vassal of my son, Lord Paramount Philip of the Westerlands. Now obviously he's not married yet, he's only 16, but hopefully he should have a long reign to come. And hopefully when I die we can become him and start manipulating things that happen in the Iron Throne. Now I think I want to try and gain independence. I want to try and go for the Rock and try and expand the Rock's influence and become a adversary of the Iron Throne itself. That's what I want to try and do. But yeah, at the moment we have a nice little alliance with the Tyrells. We have married my daughter to the heir to Highgarden and the Reach, Lord Corlys Tyrell. As you can see, is my daughter. Isn't she sweet? Hopefully she can keep him busy. She's already given him 2 sons, which is great. So we've got a nice little alliance that should last for years to come. And obviously the Reach is a very powerful dynasty. Not dynasty, bloody area, paramountcy. So it's very good to be married to them. So that's a really good one. I'll probably try and keep that in the future. If we go down to Dawn, we have Prince Alaric the Great Martell. Now he's blind, which isn't good for him, and he's 60 years old, so he's probably not going to last long. So it looks as though Dawn is probably going to pass on to a youngster, though he won't be a youngster for long. But he's actually married to a Summer Islander, which is very surprising. Have not seen that happen very often. So it's interesting, you know, Dawn's going to pass on to a new era. Then we've got the Stormlands, and we have Lord Paramount Gullion Tarth. Again, he's blind. There seem to be a lot of blind people at the moment. I'm not really sure what's been going on. Obviously, probably a lot of rebellions and stuff, and people going against each other, and people being captured and having their eyes taken out. So there's a lot of blind people at the moment. But the Stormlands is basically in the hold of the Tarths at the moment. But that's a very weak claim, obviously, because the Tarths haven't had it for a very long time. So it could easily go down to revolts and stuff if he dies. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Stormlands moves on. But the Reach is very secure, and so is Dawn at the moment. Then obviously we have the King. King Jaehaerys of the Iron Throne Targaryen. Again, he's blind. He tried to rebel against his brother. Even though he was next in line and his brother wasn't likely to have kids. Not sure what he was thinking. He was obviously just greedy. Honest. Ruthless. Maybe he was paranoid. Maybe he thought his brother was going to do something to get rid of him. Maybe that's what it was. I'm going to assume it was that. We'll just say he was paranoid and he tried to take it before his brother could take it, not give it to him as he foresaw. But yeah, he's a bit blind as well. Again, the Targaryens are pretty secure in their little chair at the moment. No one's really competing with them. There hasn't really been many problems they've had to deal with, really. So they're quite secure. We then have the Riverlands, as we saw a second ago, Lord Paramount Jonas Loftstone. He seems okay at the moment. The family, though, is not completely certain. There's not a load of Loftstones, and they've had a few bad marriages, such as obviously his heir, Melissa, obviously marrying a Lannister, normally marriage. So they've not had the best marriages and stuff, so it wouldn't surprise me again if this one passes on as well. We've got now the Vale. In the hands of Lord Paramount Lothar Pryor. I don't really know this family very well, so I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Pryor? I'm going to say Pryor. He's had a lot of kids, so again, this is probably quite secure actually, the Vale. But there's probably a few people with claims on the Vale. Yep, we've still got the Arryns about. So again, it's not completely secure. Okay, children can be Royces. Okay, so the Royces are going to inherit the Eyrie. Huh. Okay, well, I'm going to say the Vale probably won't be secure for long. Because if the Royces are always a powerful family, if they have the Eyrie as well as Runestone, that's quite scary for any Paramount of the Vale. You would not want to be in that position. It'll be interesting to see what happens then. And lastly, we have... Oh, no, not lastly. Almost forgot the Iron Islands. We obviously have the North. Now, again, it looks very much in the hands of the Starks. Even though he hasn't got many kids, there's a lot of members of their family. If there's going to be any crisis in the North, it's probably just going to be between the Starks, different members of the family fighting over it. So they're basically secure. And obviously last we have the Iron Islands, which is actually owned by a Targaryen. Now she's actually married her son, but she's 44 years old, so she's not going to have kids. So her heir's not going to have kids. Which is pretty odd, why she would do that. He's a lunatic as well. Not really sure what the thinking was here. I mean, he's not going to have a kid. I mean, if she dies, he can obviously marry again. But the fact that there's a possibility he could die before her is very interesting. She's only 44. He could easily die before her due to a mishap or something. And he has a sister who would inherit. Lady Sanella of the Iron Islands, who is intelligent as well. She's a genius. Ooh, look at those stats. So a 14-year-old, that is pretty good. Kind, deceitful, arbitrary, kind, charitable. Oh, sorry, that's patient. I said kind for some reason. Saw the angel and thought kind for some reason. But yeah, maybe we should marry her. That might be a good marriage. Oh, Harry's my son. So we could always marry Harry's. I quite like that idea. I'm not going to do anything yet. I'm just having a look around at what's going on, showing you guys. But that is quite a nice one. I mean, marrying the Targaryens is always good. We'd have an alliance with the Iron Islands. And we have a possibility that one day we might be able to inherit it. And that would mean the drums would be under us as well. So again, we can get our own back on the drums. Okay, because I can't seem to marry into the drums due to the fact I don't want to marry an infidel. So we can't get the sword back that way. So that's another interesting thing. Okay. Now I'm going to have a look at what's going on for me. Obviously I'm 39 years old. I've got a dynastic stain. Hopefully when I die, hopefully that will go away. I'm going to make sure I don't do anything else evil. We're going to keep it quite plain at the moment. I'm just going to do some marriages and set us up for the next era in our story, being Paramount in the Westerlands. Now we've got one son and one daughter. So we can marry both these two off. We need to be careful about who we marry them to. Now, my son is actually a homosexual. So that means he has less fertility. So I'm hoping he marries soon, so that he can get some children going. But there's a chance maybe he won't marry. I mean, at 16 he hasn't married yet. I can't tell him who to marry and stuff because he's his own Paramount. He doesn't like me that much for some reason. Probably a dynastic stain, yep, but that doesn't help, which is a bit stupid. But yeah, hopefully he marries and has kids, but if he doesn't, we need to make sure Harry's has kids. We need to make sure he passes on our genes and our line because our daughter has already married. And so that means I'll probably just marry off my other daughter as well, normally. If I can get a matrilineal marriage, which is good for us, then I might marry her, but other than that, it's probably fine. We definitely need to marry Harry's off to someone good. And that one's quite good, because not only do we get a good marriage, we get a young bride, which means they're probably going to have kids. We have a chance to inherit the Iron Islands, or even get a claim on it. So I'm liking that one. I'm actually going to have a look to see what else I can marry him to. He's at a good age now. We should probably start thinking about it. We could marry him to a Tyrell. It'd have to be the second daughter. So it would be third in line. Yeah, well actually be after his two kids as well. Nah, not much point. We'd have a claim on the Reach, but we couldn't beat the Reach one-on-one. And also, I guess some of the Reach people might try and fight for, but they'd probably fight for someone else before they'd fight for her. So there's not much point. Let's look at the Dawn. Okay, well, it looks like the inheritance is a bit messed up at the moment due to the fact that the oldest son had a kid, but he died before. How'd you die? Suspicious accident. Okay. Okay. Someone's obviously been quite sneaky in Dawn. Died of pneumonia. Nope, something's going on in Dawn. He has one son. Maybe we could marry him to our daughter. But do I really want to... I probably don't want to get involved in the Stormlands, dude. Like I said, I don't think their hold on it is complete. Dawn is probably a good one. Definitely want to keep the Thing of the Reach. The fact that the Iron Islands is controlled by Targaryen is probably quite good, because even though obviously they're not Ironborn, the Targaryens are obviously a very strong family. So they've kept it. They managed to keep it okay for so far. Probably the most secure ones would be the Starks and the Tyrells and the Iron Islands. So if I'm going to marry, I should probably marry to one of them three. Let's have a look at the Starks then. Okay, one son. Okay. And if he dies, obviously, she will inherit, but she's already married. To a Prior, actually. Okay. To the heir of the Vale. Okay, so the Priors have married the Starks, which has given them a nice alliance with the North. Very smart there. Good going. Legitimized bastard, okay. Mia, okay. Okay, so maybe not the North then. I guess that actually probably is my best choice. That probably is my best choice. I probably want to snap her up before someone else does. I'm just trying to think, is there anyone else I'd want to marry? I can't think of anyone. I'll look at the rest of my family for now. Obviously, in the Crag, we have our nephew, who is inbred, which is not good. Not good at all, as you see from his stats. But then again, we don't need someone really capable there. If he gets into trouble, we can always jump in and help him in wars and stuff like that. So it's not the end of the world, him being there. Though I do hope he dies. I do hope he dies, and we can put someone else involved there, or someone else can just inherit. There's a lot of members of that family there for my daughter, also my sister. My sister and the Crag. So yeah, hopefully he dies, but yeah. As long as he'll be easy to control at least. He's a liege loyalist. He'll be easy to control, so it's not too big of a deal. He's the idiot in the family. And then obviously we have Lord Alton of Silverhall. Now, he's already had 2 kids, which is great, and his son, Hugh Reyne, is huge. Or should I call him Huge Reyne? That was terrible. But yeah, so that is secure at the moment as well. He's been quite good for us at the moment. So yeah, so those places are basically secure for the time being. We could obviously try and expand in other High Lordships, but I don't have too many High Lordships. We don't want to get rid of all the other High Lords. The other families are all good. It's basically just the Lannisters. Now the question is, how do I get rid of the Lannisters? Do I marry into them and take their lands sneakily? Or do I just take them down with warfare? Or do I try and claim their lands and, well, get a claim on the lands? Which I could do by marrying. We could always marry him. Let's see. Okay, I haven't got any daughters who are old enough. Or any family members who are old enough. We do have a niece and a daughter. He'd never marry the niece. Okay, we'd marry my daughter. But he wouldn't be doing matrilineal. I couldn't do it normally, even if it is like a nice alliance where we'll keep them at bay. It's not worth it because they get a claim on my stuff, which I don't want the Lannisters to have, really. So we're going to stay away from them for now. We're going to let them do what they want. And I'm going to try and figure out a way to get rid of them. Probably just try and get a claim on Cassidy Rock. And then attack them. How many men can you get? Okay. Not really good. Because I can get a lot more. God, she is quite a lot as well. Pain Road is very, very powerful, actually. Maybe they'd be good to marry into. Okay, maybe I should marry my daughter to these guys. I could set up a he'd be the future ruler of Pain. The Pain Pain Hill. Sorry, the Gold Road. That's it. I don't know why I say Pain Road. I always forget because I get confused with Pain Hill, and the Pains are used to own it, obviously. But yeah, maybe we should marry my daughter to him in a betrothal, which will then keep them at bay, because obviously we don't want them going against us. I don't think they are Liege Loyalist, are they? Okay, they are Liege Loyalist, but that doesn't mean they'll be there for long. I have a lot of money still, so I can always use my money to keep them at bay. But yeah, I think that's the best choice to marry him. Marry him to her. I think that's our best choice. I just want to make sure. As a lot of people also pointed out, actually, Duskendale has managed to take part of the Reach. And there's no war going on for it either. And they've actually managed to take parts of Darry as well. Not sure if that was there already. Usually it's part of the Riverlands, but I can't remember. Like I say, I haven't really been doing much on the world politics in this game. We've been trying to concentrate more on the Westerlands, particularly the last few years of war. But yeah, these guys have gotten quite powerful. Danos Darklin. Maybe in the future should try and get involved with them. They might be a good ally. They're definitely becoming much more influential. But yeah, I think the best choice is definitely the Iron Islands. So I'm just going to do that. Don't want anyone else to pinch her before I do. Okay. And that's a great marriage. In a way, it might even be better if my son did die. Which is quite mean, but you know. Oh, also Beyond the Wall, there was actually a new king. King Beyond the Wall. He hasn't taken over the whole of Beyond the Wall yet, but he is very young. Daiwen of Beyond the Wall of White March. He's only 23 years old, which is obviously really good as a wildling. You want to be young when you take over, because obviously when you die, everything gets split apart, you lose everything. So obviously him being quite young means he has time to take over those last few places. And who knows, he could become a foe who tries to invade the Night's Watch. It'll be fun to see what happens there. But yeah. I did do the marriage, didn't I, yeah? No, I didn't. Oh, yeah, I did do it, it just needs to happen. Okay, so now that's all done, I've gone through, so you guys have a better view of what's going on in the world. We can now start. Okay. Okay, they've got married. Blah, 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 so everyone's concerned. Do I want gold, or do I want respect? Let's get some respect. Okay. Obviously want to try and get rid of that dynastic stain. A young artist is working on a divine icon of the crown. He needs sponsorship to finish it, so we can place it in our chapel. I pray for wisdom. Yeah, of course. Okay, so apparently he wants his help in his war against Lord Laurent of Blueburn. We'll accept. I probably don't even need the help, to be honest. They're probably fine on their own. Hold a wedding feast. Do you know what? I'm going to hold a wedding feast. Is there anything else I need to look at? Nope, I'm fine. We're going to hold a wedding feast. Actually, that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. National revolt risk. I'm not even that. Nah, that's not actually. Do you know what? He's the second son. If it was it was my first son, we would, but it's a second son. And there you go, it's already over. Did not even have to lift a finger. So Kevin Vickery placed second in Sir Osmond Swift's tournament. Okay. Wow, okay, formidable fighter. 19 years old. He's going to be one to watch. Is he the heir? Oh, there's nothing to inherit. Oh, apart from the mother. Okay. Okay, so Lambert might place third. Myatt, sorry. He's nowhere near as good as the other guy, but he is brave at least, I guess. The tourney ends, and even though I may not have won any of the melee events, my prowess in the list did not go unnoticed. But of course.